Hi everyone. So I know my last video I said I was going to touch on 2 topics the next time I posted, but I thought of a really good topic that nobody's talking about. Or maybe not nobody, but it's like, even if you ask your doctors, if you're going through cancer and you ask your doctors, they're going to be like, oh, like if you ask your oncologist, they're going to be like, you should talk to your gynecologist about this. So men, if you're watching this, we're going to be talking about, I'm going to be talking about what happens to your sex drive, your vagina, and when you're in treatment. So if you don't want to watch this, you can turn it off now, because I'm going to be real. And I think it's important, and I think that so many people, me included, when I was diagnosed and before treatment, wondered what's going to happen to me. And you go online and you start reading and you just don't know. So I'm about to begin. So I was diagnosed at 31 years old. Drew and I were 2 years, April, May, June. So 2 years and 2 months into our relationship. We were just starting to talk about marriage. We wanted to get married. We were going to go to the courthouse. And then I got diagnosed. And, I love Drew. He loves me. I knew we were going to be together. But now I'm like, okay, I'm diagnosed with cancer. And when I decided to do chemo, I'm like, what is it going to do to me? Like, I'm a 31-year-old woman. I'm young. I'm in a young relationship. And Drew and I'm like, how is this going to affect us? So you ask your doctor, and they're like, oh, yeah, treatment could put you into menopause, and your period may or may not stop. Everything's may or may not, because you don't know. Everyone's different. You may or may not get your period back. And, 31 years old, you're like, menopause? Okay. I think hot flashes. Well, so I'll tell you. Basically, I went into menopause, and yeah, the hot flashes are real, but what also happens is your vagina completely dries out. It is, imagine I just got so nauseous thinking about this. Taking a shovel of sand and putting in your mouth. Ooh. I don't like that. And then chewing. It's dry. It's gross. I mean, it's not sand. I guess that wasn't a really good example. But it's dry. Like the Sahara Desert. There's nothing. And, I mean, not to get too graphic, but lube ain't helping. It's not happening. And it almost feels like your vagina is no longer like a hole in a canal. I'm not going to get graphic, but I just got graphic. But it feels like it was just closed, sewn shut. So on top of going through treatment, feeling like shit, losing your hair, I mean, my nails were dead, everything that is going on, all these changes, how you're feeling, now you can't have sex. So, one of 2 things. You have to be open about it and be able to talk about it. I don't know why I said one of 2 things, but you have to be open with your partner, and you have to be able to, this is where they say you have to have intimacy, and it's not always sex, that's not always, there's intimacy in other ways, and, Drew and I being a young couple, and we're young, it's like, we weren't ever planning to have to deal with something like this, but Drew was absolutely amazing. he almost didn't make a thing of it to me. Maybe, I don't know if he spoke to his friends about it, you know, maybe that was something, but like he never made it a thing. He never made me feel 1 ounce of guilt. He never made me feel like I was different. Like he still was so affectionate and loving, and it didn't create any type of gap between us whatsoever. We were exactly the same, exactly how we were. He was just as affectionate and loving and intimate with me, except we couldn't have sex. So that was huge because I felt like I wasn't a woman. I felt like that part was completely taken away. And the anxiety of not knowing whether or not I would ever get back to normal was huge. You know, would I ever be able to have sex the way, you know, and enjoy it? Would I come out of menopause? You know, when women go into menopause, sometimes they get put on estrogen, and that helps. But when you have cancer that's estrogen dominant, that feeds off of estrogen, you can't go on fucking hormones. That is basically feeding cancer cells in your body to go and get cancer again. So then will I get my period again? I'm a young woman. What if we eventually decide we want to have children? Is that a possibility? So all these things are going on in your head. You have to deal with these things on top of everything else. And if you don't have a significant other in your life that is supportive and understanding, and you can still have that part of your relationship that's intimate and loving and affectionate, and it's going to be very difficult to get through it without that. And I think that, I don't know, honestly, I don't know how Drew and I did it. I don't know how we got through it. I want to say that, oh, we're an amazing couple and, you know, we're perfect. And when I look back, I think we were both, and I always say this, I was on autopilot, and I think Drew was too. I think that there was just, you know, when you got to get something done, you put your head down and you just do it. Like if you're in a college and you have to write a paper, and you're at like the last, you have 2 days, you just put your head in and you just start typing, and you don't pick your head up until you're done. And I think that that's what it was. And I think that you know, you're not prepared for something like this. And I don't think that, you know, there are couples who don't do as well as we did. Again, I don't know how we did so well. I would love to say it's the foundation that we built our relationship on. We've always been really honest with each other and very open and been able to talk about anything. And, you know, I was able to talk to Drew about how I was feeling. And, you know, sometimes he would talk to me. But he didn't want to put pressure on me or anything like that. But, yeah, it was just still doing those cute things, going on dates, holding hands, laying in bed, cuddling, kissing. You know, you can still do all those things. You just can't. I mean, I couldn't. So this is probably not everyone. So I'm just saying my experience. And I was on the Taxol, and it wasn't, so I would say it was a good 2.5 or 3 months that I couldn't do anything. I know you men are probably like, what the fuck? That's a long time. Yes, it is a long time, and God bless Drew. But I think that as soon as I got my period back, I started coming back. I started being a woman. Everything started functioning. You know, there are certain things that I still think, you know, aren't 100%. I think that it takes a toll on your sex drive. I think that is something that that needs to be worked on. I don't know how, but I think that, you know, but that's also stress. So that is a lot to do with it. But as soon as I got my period back, I stopped chemo November 20th. February, I got my period back. Yeah, so November to December to January. So 2.5, 3 months. Because it was in the beginning of November that my bladder started to bleed. Well, I thought I was a UTI then, but my bladder, it was actually bleeding. So, yeah, so it was 2.5, 3 months that I wasn't functioning that way. And I don't want to offend anyone, like, oh, am I going to be a woman again just because that you're always a woman. But when you go through this and you're young, I mean, I'm sure as an older woman too, and you're young and you're like, damn, is this going to be my whole life like this? Like, I gave Drew an out. I'm like, you can go. Like, you don't have to deal with this. But he stayed. We're married. So there's no guarantee that you're going to get your period back. But with the treatment I did, it was a better chance. So I did the Taxol. It's a better tolerated chemo, which is why I did it. Even though my doctor wanted me to do a more intense chemo. Listen, it worked out. I saw my surgeon and he was very happy with my results recently. And my MRIs are coming back great. My mammos are coming back great. I actually have to schedule one for November. Yeah, so I think that you ask your oncologist, they're going to tell you to talk to your gynecologist. And most of the time, your gynecologist, what are they going to tell you? I also heard about this treatment. Is it the MonaLisa? I have a book. I should go look this up. I'll write it in the comments. But it's basically this wand. It looks like almost like you know, a sonogram wand. You put it when they put it in your vagina. It looks like a wand, and they do a treatment, and it's supposed to help your vaginal health. And in this book, let me just go and get it. In this book, they tell you, ooh, it's chilly in here, that this supposedly helps with bringing back your vagina. So here's the book. It's called Pretty Sick, The Beauty Guide for Women with Cancer. Let's see if I could do this. Vaginal health, it's at the end of the book, I believe. When really, that should be the first thing they should be talking about, right? Really? Hair serums and treatments. This book is actually really good. It just talks about so much life after treatment. Bye-bye estrogen, hello menopause. Feeling the heat, hot flashes at night. So let's see, this book is so good. It talks about waking, the effects of cancer on your, whispered voice here, vagina. Apparently, I don't have a whisper voice. So, This book is so funny because it really just goes into detail. But the Sahara Syndrome, dealing with a vagina as dry as a desert. See? They give you basically lubricants that you can use again. It didn't work for me. It says here, corpse crotch, damaged, diminished, and feeling dead down there. The laser focus. The second thing, lasers in my vagina. So I'm just trying to find the name of it. Within the last few years, 4 new non-invasive lasers have launched in the United States. MonaLisa Touch, Femilift, Intimalase, and ThermiVa. So if you want to look into this, I'm actually going to read this. This is kind of cool. They're a little bit expensive. But listen, if you want your vagina back and it's not coming back, it says here, moist, youthful vagina priceless. Cab to V-Spot, Medi-Spot, and they give $23. 3 Femilift laser treatments, $2,500. Reusable laser wand, $200. Moist, youthful vagina, priceless. Ain't that the truth? So, again, this book, it's called Pretty Sick, The Beauty Guide for Women with Cancer. How to look your best when you feel your worst. I forgot who sent this to me. Whoever gave this to me, and if you watch this, thank you. This is amazing. So this book, and it's at the end of the book. So, all right. I hope this is helpful. Ooh, sorry, I just dropped you. I hope this is helpful. Again, like always, if you have any questions, email me. My email's in the comments, and I'll put these treatments in the comments too, just in case. All right, thanks. Hope you're feeling good. Bye.